All right, so hopefully you're being safe while watching this and you're not staring down at your phone and you're looking at the road like I am. Now, if you have a job and you do something on the side, or you pick up a side job, or maybe you have a little business, I'm going to tell you a story of mine, real life. It's a real life story. And hopefully it's going to help you do a little bit better on your side job, side business, or whatever you got going on, along with your full-time job, so that we could all live a better life together. That's my goal, that at the end of this video, it'll help you just that 1% better, because it helped me. But first, the story. So I'm driving home from work one night. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. It's during the winter time. It's one of those really cold winter nights. And I'm doing like the head nod for people who have worked primarily at night before, like you'll understand. And I'm in the middle lane of an expressway. I'm doing maybe like 65, 70 miles an hour, which by me, the expressway, it's normal, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody on the road. Now I see, and mind you, I'm doing about 65, 70 miles an hour. I see in my rear view mirror 2 headlights way behind me. Now, normally, when you're driving on this road, the expressway that I'm on, the headlights that are behind you, they'll typically stay behind you in about the same length, because they're traveling typically the same speed as you. Because the only people that are on the road at like 3 o'clock in the morning are people going to work or people leaving work, especially if it's during a weekday. It's typically empty. So I don't think anything of it. Okay, there's 2 people behind me. Now, out of nowhere, the lights start getting brighter and brighter and brighter. The headlights turn into 2 pairs. There was another car behind it. Now I have myself in the middle lane. I have somebody to the left of me behind me, somebody to the right of me behind me. About 2 seconds later, now mind you, I repeat again, doing almost 70 miles an hour, 2 Honda Civics passed me like I was standing still. Must have been at least 110, maybe 120 miles an hour. It literally passed me like I was standing still. Now, it gave me that jolt of adrenaline, definitely helped me wake up for the rest of the ride home. However, they seem to be, street racing cars, or just having fun, joyriding, whatever, open road. The car to the left of me flies past me, cuts in front of me like they're swerving, lane splitting, swimming, whatever these crazy kids call it these days. Must catch some type of divot in the roadway. The car on the left of me starts to skid out just a little bit. They must have, while driving, cut the wheel to the right, overcorrected, spun the car from the ass end out all the way to the other side. Now, anybody who knows anything about cars when they're driving very fast is, once you overcorrect and it swings the other way, if those tires catch the pavement at any moment, the car's going to go airborne. It's going to start flipping. Now, while this is going on and the car is starting to spin out of control from the left of me, the car that was going a little bit faster, that's ahead of them, must have seen this in their rearview mirror, and they start to cut over into the middle lane to avoid either being hit or who knows what they were doing. And they must have, changed lanes a little too aggressively, and they start swerving a little bit. So now both of these cars are swerving. It felt like a dream. I've responded to accidents in my full-time job. I've seen accidents. I've helped clean up accidents. I've never driven behind one that's of like this nature. It was one of the first times. So the car that was on the left of me that overcorrected and spun all the way to the left, the tires do eventually catch, and it starts flipping and it starts going airborne. And it was like a scene out of a Michael Bay movie. It was incredibly, just very vivid. And the car from the right of me also does the same thing. Now, the car from the right of me doesn't catch at a 90-degree angle and start flipping like the car to the left of me does. Now, mind you, I'm still driving like 60 miles an hour, watching this unfold in front of me. But what happened next was just completely insane. And I'm going to tie into how this is going to relate to helping you with a business and a side thing. I promise you, just bear with me. I start seeing people get thrown out of the windows. This car must have been packed with like 4 people. One person gets ejected. The other person gets ejected. Another guy flies in over to the side. In the other car, the driver, I see him get ejected. Now, that car on the right of me, the one that didn't flip as violently as the other one, that one really didn't flip over as high as the one on the left. I mean, the one on the left was like full-blown airborne Michael Bay movie action with like craziness. The one on the right really just was like kind of rolling. But I see the driver get ejected, and what I come to find out later is there was 2 other people in that car. They didn't get ejected. They remained in the car, but nobody was wearing seatbelts. So what do I do as I'm watching this unfold? So I put my hazards on. I feel like that's appropriate, even though there's nobody on the road. I pull over, call 911. I did something so stupid. I called 911, but my Bluetooth was still activated in my car. So I'm on the phone trying to speak to the 911 operator, and nobody's speaking to me. And I'm like, oh, no, tell me there's no service. Tell me my phone's dead. But I hear a voice in my car. They're speaking through the car. So I run back to the car. I start speaking to them through the car, and there's people all over the road. Now, the most incredible thing happened. Nobody died. There were some injuries, don't get me wrong. Most of the people landed on the pavement, broken bones. One person had like a severe concussion and a cracked skull, but everybody survived. I looked at the news clipping the next day. It was incredible. Everybody survived. It was, people that were behind me that ended up catching up to us in traffic. They stopped, they started to help. But at the end of it, kind of standing there, and I'm like, well, I have to continue to drive home, and then I gotta go home and go to sleep and kind of wind down from an already crazy day that I had from my full-time job. Now, here's how that story relates to you working a full-time job, probably watching this right now while you're commuting home and figuring out how you're going to make your life better by doing a side business, side thing. Maybe you want to make videos like this, who knows? But when you're being consistent and you're commuting every day and you do the same thing, you put in the same effort, you put in the same work, sometimes incredible things can happen. Now, when incredible things happen, now I'm not calling this car accident incredible. I'm just saying it's a crazy, unique situation that I'm just so happened to be driving at a time and a place where 2 other cars were driving, and I witnessed this accident, right? But I've made that commute probably thousands of times, and that's only happened one time. Now, you may be commuting home thousands of times as well. The effort that you're putting into your side thing, your side business, your side hustle, or whatever it is, while you're doing your full-time gig, you could be doing 1,000 things every single day. But it only takes one thing to change everything. Now, the reason I told you that story is because I could have been involved in that accident. It could have changed the trajectory of my life. The trajectory of their lives are definitely changed, hopefully in a positive way, because everybody survived. But what I'm trying to relate to you is that you could do something over and over and over and over again, and you can see progress from it, and you should see progress from it if you're continuing to put in the work. But in an instant, something can happen that can change the course of everything, for good or for bad. And I really don't think we control that. I think we control as much as we can with the effort that we put in. And I believe that if you work hard and you do the right things, like eventually you will see that success. But in order to keep that momentum going, when bad things happen that are unique and exceptional, you need to continue to put in the work regardless of that bad thing happening. It doesn't matter if the bad thing happens. Are you still alive? Are you still breathing? Yes. Continue to do the work. If a good thing happens, And I think this is where people get tripped up, is because when a bad thing happens, it's a lot of people pull themselves up from their bootstraps and they just continue on. It's a story as old as time. We know that. But we've never heard the story of reversing it. If a good thing happens, what do you do after a good thing happens? And I made a video on this a couple days ago about staying consistent and not getting caught, not getting trapped, and reminding yourself what got you to where you are in the first place. So if something incredible happens to you and you forget to stay consistent and do the work that you're always doing that pretty much brought you to that conclusion of something incredible happening, you're eventually just going to fall off a cliff. And the same thing with if something very bad happens to you. If something very bad happens to you and you let that control you and you stop doing the consistent tasks and things that you need to do in order to see progress, you're also going to fall off a cliff. So whether it's good or whether it's bad, it doesn't matter. The thing that matters is you taking action and you doing something regardless of the circumstances or regardless of what happens to you, regardless of what other people think. I mean, I'm making a video while commuting home with a suction mount camera on my phone, speaking to, strangers on the internet. And if you're watching this and it helped you, that 1%, subscribe to me. I make these videos. Hopefully it helps. If it doesn't, subscribe anyway, because maybe the next one will.